Hello, Mr. Minigun here. I'm right here. I've got these barrel kits on my website, and if you ever wanted to make a minigun, you need to have the barrel pack, and these are the hardest parts to make. You've got to get all these holes the same distance from the center, same distance from each other, and then you got to do it 3 times, maybe 4 if you count the drive disc. My CNC just pops these out. Now I made way too many of these, and so I'm selling these as kits, and you can get them for like 30 bucks on my website. So come by and check it out. Actually, I think the price is $35, but the shipping is free. But anyways, you get a drive gear, you get a main gear, and then you get the 3 barrel discs, and that gives you this puppy here. Now it's real simple to make these. You want to get some 1/2-inch conduit, and you can get this at any hardware store and cut it with a cheap tubing cutter. This is a big one, but you can get simple little ones for under $5. So what you want to do is make yourself 6 tubes. They're all the same length, and you want to have a longer tube. That's going to be the axle in your gun. Now this is just a fixture I've set up for making miniguns on, but basically you can just clamp a tube to a bench or a table to build your minigun on. It's real simple to assemble these. A little bit of professional super glue holds them together quite well. The trick is to assemble 2 barrel tubes into place and then let those set and harden up and use those as a guide to get the rest in. So what we'll do is we'll take our 3 discs here and slide these through. They're a nice perfect fit for these. We want our front disc to be smooth side out. So we're going to put those together, and we're going to set another one in there at 180 degrees off on the other side of the disc. And then I'm just going to set this into my fixture, and I'm going to put a little bit of the super glue on the end of each tube, and I'm going to let them set for a few minutes to harden up, and then we can just place all the other tubes. So that will do you there. That one in, and that one in. Now a slight little twist into the drive gear, because they're designed for a nice snug fit. And then you just want to walk away human, walk away. Let this dry up. You've got all your barrels level with each other at this point, so there's no twist in the barrel pack. So we're going to let this dry up and solidify, and we'll be right back. Something I didn't mention, make sure you have your drive gear against something flat that's perpendicular to your axle shaft so your drive gear doesn't lock on you as it spins. Okay, we're going to leave this setting here, and we'll come back in a little bit. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. And now we can slide the rest of the tubes into place. And again, we're just going to put a little drop of super glue on each one, stick it into place, rotate it a little bit, and let it set. Now, I'm going to put one in on the opposite side. And a drop of glue. Okay. Now incidentally, I've taken all these tubes and I've deburred the inside of them. You can end up with a sharp edge on them after you've cut them to length. There's a nifty little deburring tool you can buy at a hardware store for about $4 or $5. So we'll just run around the inside there and cut that right out for you. Otherwise, you got a nice sharp edge on the inside there that can really lay you open. So be careful. Okay, so we slide the last tube into place. And we've got that glued. Okay, now moving up to this end, we've got our 3 discs. And the little trick I've come up with for that is using this little ring I've made, but a roll of tape works good too. You just set that over the end and make it flush with all your barrel ends. And then when you spin that, you won't have that front disc walking back and forth so bad on you. And you can just kind of close one eye and eyeball that. Yeah, I got that one pretty tight just by using a roll of tape there. But again, like I said, I made this neat little fixture here that I could set on there and have that all flush with the end of the barrels. And then I know that ring is also flush with the end of the barrels. That's assuming all your barrels are the same length. You want to be real careful to cut all 6 of your tubes to the same overall length. Okay, so I've got that one in place, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's really all it takes to hold that in place. That super glue is going to hold those there forever. All 6 of the barrels are aligned to each other, so they tend to hold themselves in alignment. It would take just about an act of Congress to get that disc off of there now. And then we just carefully pull off my little fixture here, and we let that set for a minute. Again, walk away, human. That's the best advice I can give you on this. Is sometimes there's a project where touching it while it's sitting up can be a big mistake. I just put the glue on this. I want that disc to stay where it's at, so I'm not going to mess with it. We'll be right back in a short minute. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, and this is nice and solid. Now it's not going to go anywhere. Now to line these second 2 discs to the front disc, come up with a creative little method, and this is something anybody can do. There's no sleight of hand. It's 2 3/4 inch wide sticks, and if I set those in between the barrels like this, I can now push that right up against there, and we know we've got this disc parallel to this one. And I've got all my discs off to one side for a reason. That's so I can hold this in place. Put a couple drops of super glue here, and then while I'm holding that, I'm going to rotate that so I can get the ones on the underside. Okay, and you can also reach in between here and get that one there, and that one there. And what are we going to do now? Walk away. Okay, we've waited another 10 minutes. We've got this one nice and solid now. And we're just going to move our spacers back to the last disc, and we'll glue it in place. We'll be right back. Okay, so shall we see how it came out? Make sure all the discs are solid. Oh yeah. Cut this and bring it off of there. And that's our completed minigun barrel. Now, to lubricate this, only use synthetic grease, because any petroleum grease is going to attack the ABS material, and severely it'll turn it to a goo, and nothing's going to work anymore. Your gears will just chew up and go out of mesh. But use nothing but synthetic lube. A little dab will do you. If you use this, you'll have to use it once, and possibly for the life of the machine you'll never even have to think about it again. This doesn't rotate at a high speed, and there's literally no load on it outside of its own weight, so it's not going to start wearing out right away. It's going to outlive your interest in the object, I'm quite sure. Anyways, that's the completed barrel pack. It's our 2-module gear. You're probably wondering about our little drive gear here and what you're going to do with that, and that's utter simplicity. Is a 1/4 bolt fits through the middle and drops into the recess there, so you end up with a neat little drive shaft, and then you can just drill a 1/4 inch hole in your minigun chassis and you've got your drive placed. And of course, a standard drill, you can just tighten the chuck down onto that and use the drill motor to drive it. If you look at my videos, you'll see how to strip a drill. So basically that's your drive, and then that would spin your gears, and you've got your minigun. So you see what I've got here? Thanks for watching today, and happy building!